Hello. So I was looking at your video, and when I click it myself, it shows me the 343. It is kind of weird that yours doesn't have this section. I don't really understand what's going on there. It could be your account. I guess I suggest going to like incognito and see if it works without an account. Or use a separate account. Because for me, it shows 343. And what I do usually is I go into the collections. And this one's here is the link I sent. And it shows it. Uh, but usually it's in the first half, number two, and then it shows it for me. I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't show for you.
But I don't.
Um, it's possible that it's because it says in the first half. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's very odd. It's very odd. I was also going to review the game here. So yeah, I'll just do a quick review. Maybe we can find the reasoning because you weren't sure why you lost, right? And it kind of shows in the game where it's very close. It's very very close. But I think a lot of it has to do with Tanuki and like direction moves with and fully understanding what's happening. So we'll look through here real quick. So you are white in the game and you played this one. Now the opponent didn't play it, but I'm not entirely convinced with this attachment because black can play one. And then if you back off, then you play three. And this stone is looking to get attacked, right? So you're attacking black, right? But being that he's going this way towards your weak stone and countering attacking your stone, it makes me believe that this is not necessarily good for white. Compare that to if you just extend, he has to connect rail so you can push and cut, and then you can play three. And it also helps that when we got into this situation, the shape here is very odd. There's probably stuff here that I'm missing that the opponent can counter with. So a way to combat that is to make three and then push. Because now if he does this, this is a bad move because the cuts aren't as severe as it would be with a two and two. With yeah, this shape. Two and then two. So we jump. So you can have two approaches with this. You can argue that black stones here, right? Him countering your N3 stone is just too slow. So you don't have to save it, but it's okay to save it because you're looking to attack him, right? So those are the two approaches you can play away. So for example, we might play on top, or we can play over here to combat these stones. Because he's not gonna be able to save these or take the stones so easily, right? This is extremely slow. So slow. So you can always come back and play N5 if you want to. So it's not necessary to save your N3 stone. But it's okay you did. We attacked these stones. We covered, makes sense. Everything here makes a lot of sense. Now, I think AI says that there's something here. It's understandable. This is the move you should play if there's not any issues. So I don't hate it. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, very good. So here, I think this is just per technique. I've always played the Atari on the more empty side. So, we're given the option to play A or B. And I find it in a lot of my games, it's a lot more helpful to play where it's less open. Right? If we play B, it's not as open because he has so many stones nearby. While if we look at A, he's not going to be able to attack one so easily, right? Because it's a lot more open. We have stones nearby. Um, I mean, you could make the argument that our stone is nearby, but once he cuts here, then this stone is going to be very squeezed, right? But if he cuts here, then we can connect, and it's a lot more open. Yep, we go for. We could have gone for. Yeah, we did go for a go. Okay. Yeah, the computer said this. Yeah, there's something here because yeah, the cut here. Okay, Fair, fair. We played this, he plays here, and then we took the stones. So this is a bit of technique and kind of shows in the game. Whenever you can get Sente, you should try to get Sente as much as possible. So for example, we could play this move, which does the exact same thing, but it is in Sente, or else he's going to lose a lot of black stones. So if he takes, then you can start playing away. It's unclear what to play, right? We could play A, we could play B, we could turn here. The turn is big because of the cutting points. Yeah. But yeah, getting Sente here is important because what happens is that if we take these stones, it kind of goes against the principle of 12 points. The 12 points rule. Every tunic key is 12 points. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 6. Okay, maybe it's closer than I thought. So maybe it's equivalent. I would still Tanuki here because I feel that there's a lot of things that white can do, right? In terms of points, Tanuki and this are about the same, but I think in the flow of the game, if white gets the move, then they're going to be able to control the pace because it's going to be, what black can't just take. Like this is too good for white to be able to do stuff. He can play here and he can do this and he can get at least 12 points on the right side. Plus he gets control to control the top that he wouldn't have otherwise. Same situation here. This one's a lot more obvious because this one only has 4 stones. So around 8 points to capture the stone and save it. So this is definitely an inaccuracy because we can get 12 points otherwise. For example, this turn. Yep, very normal. I do want to note, because in the game you didn't realize how strong this was. This stone is strong, and black has a reason to play this. Black is looking to attack your 2 stones, right? He has strength down here, and now he's making an attacking move for the future. He doesn't have to play it right now, but he is looking to play moves at A, B, probably not C, A or B. So we do need to take that in mind when we play away. I like the play away. This makes a lot of sense. We're trying to reduce as much points as possible, but it's worth noting that this is black's plan. Now here, this is technique. We don't want to give black this move. Our stones on the top are weak. So if there's a way to defend the top left without giving black this very critical move at G18, then we should. And if we think like that, then it's very clear that this move here is the right move. It does the same thing that we want to do with F18, but it's looking to survive without affecting the top group. And it's okay to play this and affect the left side with giving him this. Because we weren't going to play on the left side anyway so easily. So we can give this, and then if black doesn't protect, let's say he goes here, we go here, and then he plays away. Now, we do have wedges, or I mean clamps. We have clamps here, because then we can cut. So we still have stuff here, and if black does defend, so let's say he defends now, it seems very close. There's so many stones in the area to protect the cutting point that it feels inefficient for black. Okay, here's the biggest thing that I want to talk about. When we play this move, it's understandable, right? We're attacking the stone, but he's also attacking us. If he really wants to, this move here is not a good move from him. He needs to follow up with his plan. His plan was to attack this group. So if he can make strength to attack the group, then he should do that. And he can do that by playing this move. Now, he's giving a double attack on the 2 groups. So when you run this way, he's able to instantly play C4. So that's what he should do. I don't think he did it. But yeah, something like this. where he gives the 1, 2, 3, 4 exchange and then play 5 directly. Now, even though this wall is very nice, you have a very nice thickness that you can run towards. These stones can probably survive, so these are good. But these, I feel like you have to be like you have to die here. I think, right? There's no way you can save both because if you try to survive with this stone, he's going to go this way, and then he's going to try to split off both of these groups. So I'll give an example. Let's say we jump, right? He could play this, but let's say we jump now. He's going to cover, and then if he turns, he's going to fight this out. If we jump here, then he's going to play here. And then if you jump, he's going to attack these 3 stones. If he jumps here, or let's extend, then he's going to be able to attack these stones. Even with this one, maybe. It's unclear if he needs to play 13 right away, or if he can play 13. I doubt he can play this one because we're really close to a wall, so you might have to play a move like 13. But yeah, this would be very severe. So here I think playing this preparation move. Because it seems like we fix our weakness. And if he plays a very slow move like 2, then we get to have Tuniki and we fix our issue. Now, if he plays away, for example, let's say he plays 2 here, then we don't have to play 3. We can play 3, but we can even be more severe and play a pincer move. Because now if he runs out, we're very solid here. So if he tries to play the same move of like C4, then we can attack it much easier. And with 3 and 5, we're pushing him towards our thickness, so it plays off of our position very well. So yeah, here seems like a good move. And same scenario here. I would play, after this exchange, I would play this one. Because what happens is that you turned here, which I think forces Black's hand to retaliate and to attack you. Right? And they're able to get this turn in. And they're able to get a few moves here. And they played this one, which they shouldn't have. They should have played a move like C4, or to push you even further to get C4 directly. And it's very scary for White's corner. I'm not too scared for Black's safety because White is a bit too thin for Black to be in any threat. So instead of forcing his hand, we should prepare it. And the way to prepare the move is to play like a knight's move. And now if he plays here, then you have Tuniki and you fix both your problems. If he does Tuniki, then the turn is super severe. So we played this, and then we cut here. I think this cut is a bit too much because we have this weakness here, and now we create a weakness here. I understand that you might feel that, okay, to protect our group, we need to attack. Black is not really that much under threat, right? If we read a couple moves here, we realize that after a move like this, it's looking kind of dicey. With the extend and then something like 3, which splits us off from our thickness. Instead of Black was very passive here. You connected here, but I think it's the same principle from earlier with saving these stones and taking these stones, where it's just not enough points. It's around 4 points here. I believe we can get 4 points elsewhere. So right off the bat, I'm looking at my 2 stones that were weakened with Black's move at G18. So right away, I'm looking at... what am I looking at? What am I looking at? We could play a move like this. We could play a move like this. Maybe the attachment's good. I'm looking at the attachment. It's unclear. It's unclear. Maybe not. I don't know. We could jump here, which also reduces Black's area. We can jump directly here, which looks to go for the right side. Yeah, and especially here, we have yeah, so from this point on, it's mostly Tanuki, right? We respond to a lot of moves here, which allows the opponent to get free moves, right? F2 should not be free, right? If we play here, then he fixes any problem he has with any reductions, right? So we should play away and try to reduce, save our stones. Yeah, so he's able to get a few moves here. For example, if he played this, then we might have to respawn, which helps his right side. Similar here, we played this one. Now, black doesn't have to respond to this, right? So black would probably play a bigger in-game move. It's unclear where. Um, it's not clear where, to be honest. Maybe some type of attack here. Very hard, actually. But I think for whites, there's clear objectives to go for. So move like one is very clear. So maybe instead of playing this one for black, maybe it's possible one here is good. Yep, so you played one, which is good. Played this. So all this is good. All this is good. This makes a lot of sense. This makes sense. Makes sense. So we played this one. Now I do believe that we should play this stone. Because if we play this stone, it's very hard for him to reduce us. And if he tries to do the Hane, we can cut F3. Compared to if we play here, he can actually ignore and play 1. Which is actually really severe. Because he has the follow-up of playing this Hane. So not only that, but we have to respond and he just destroys Insente. So we have to choose the direction that we want to protect our territory. And this one, he doesn't have the follow-up. For here, I think J18, I'm not super satisfied with because I believe that there's always an option to get Sente moves. So right away, H17 is slightly better because it's Sente and we can go into their territory. So they'll play this. There's also a really nice move. There's this attach at K3, right? And you can even get that from playing this Hane. And if you read moves like this, you might be like, okay, this looks kind of suspicious for black. If he doesn't respond, then you can get this Atari and play a move like 9. Right? So the shape looks a bit odd for the opponent. So if you do notice this, right, and notice that this 3 exchange gives Sinte to play a 7, then that's always gonna be better than coming back and playing G18. Now another move we could do is Q13, right? Because he has to respond somehow. If he responds here, we get to play 4 stones. And play this exchange. We don't even have to play. If we feel that this is too slow, we don't have to play right now. We can play Tuniki elsewhere. But at the very least, 3 should be Sente. With H19, we usually don't want to play H19 due to the weakening of this group. So we play H19, which allows him to do this, and we suddenly have an issue on the left side. So H19 is not the move then. Even here, we don't have to connect at J19 because if he does take, it's not a big issue. We can just block at K19. He keeps giving us the opportunity to get Sente. Because he gave that opportunity, we should take it. We should take it and say thanks. We don't want to throw the ball back at it in his court. So yeah, there's a lot of Sente moves we could do. Yeah, even this one here, not Sente. We should go for this one. Yeah, similarly here, we played this move, forcing them to fix the issue, right? When we had this one. And this actually forces them to play 1, 2, 3 exchange. And we can decide if we want to play Elf 4 now or we can Tanuki to get another Sente move somewhere else. Yeah, so I think the end game is just lack of Tanuki here. Um, do we have to respond? I don't want to respond here if we don't have to. So if we played a random move and he cuts here, I mean, yeah, you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right because he has this at the very least with 8. So even if this doesn't work with this type of move, him getting the opportunity to play 8 is very severe. So yeah, we do have to respond. Okay, good game. I think it was mostly just the Sente moves, and some strategic concepts in the middle game with the left side here.